This is the Move to Italy podcast, your guide from property and paperwork to everyday life in Bella Italia.
Hello and welcome to another episode of the Move to Italy podcast presented by Italian Citizenship Assistance.com as well as ItalianRealEstateLawyers.com. Of course, we're back at it again with Italian attorney Marco Permunian, and I am Rafael Di Furia. And in today's episode, Marco and I wanted to talk a little bit about the possibility of buying a home for cheap in the country of Italy. Many people see these offers online for €1 or for 20,000 or for 10,000. And so maybe Marco, just to kick things off, is it actually realistic to be able to purchase a home for under 20,000 euros in Italy?
We've talked many times in other episodes about the €1 homes and the hidden costs that you need to consider when you purchase a €1 home and the bureaucracy involved. But in this episode, as you mentioned, we're going to be talking about low-cost properties that are being sold in the country by private citizens directly or through agencies. So not these homes that are offered as part of some governmental programs. And as to your question, can you purchase a property for less than $10,000 or $20,000 in Italy? I'd say that the answer is yes. It's feasible to find a home in that price range, but there are a lot of caveats that you would need to consider before you decide to purchase. First of all, you need to consider where you are going to get a home for that price, because you will probably find homes that are within that price range more in southern Italy compared to central Italy. And even considering southern Italy, we're probably talking about villages or towns that are not on the coast, because if you are on the coast, the prices are higher. So we're probably talking about a village or a town far away from the coast, at least 15 to 20 kilometers away from the coast, because you'll find that properties that are on the water, of course, are more expensive even in southern Italy. And of course, it's more likely to find a home for which the asking price is at least $20,000. I'd say even 20,000 euros, which of course is more in US dollars, because below that, I think it's unlikely to find a home that is habitable. Not impossible, but less likely. So if you're willing to spend around 20,000 euros in southern Italy, in a village far away from the sea, a home that of course will definitely require renovation works, that is not too big, so you can expect a one, maybe a 2-bedroom apartment for that price, that can be, like I said, habitable, but that will likely need renovation works. And by habitable, I mean there will be everything that you need to be able to move in the property, but maybe the property is not new. The kitchen needs to be replaced. The bathrooms are old, or the bathroom, if there's only one bathroom. And generally speaking, you'll find more apartment complexes that have units that can be sold for this price rather than standalone homes or property with a backyard. And with that being said, of course, the asking price could be 20,000 euros, more or less, like we said, depending on the situation. But there are costs that necessarily will be associated with the purchase. So you have to consider the cost of the notary, which is a necessary part of the process to use a public notary. There is probably the real estate agent that you will need to consider if the property is being sold through an agent. And you will also need to consider the purchase tax, the property tax. And if the cost of the property is particularly low, it's possible and sometimes very likely that the tax will not be calculated on the actual asking price, but on the value on paper of the property, which could be higher than the purchase price. So the one-time tax, the purchase tax that is due when you purchase the property, could be, again, not calculated on the asking price. So there is also that factor to be considered.
So when we're talking about that potential possibility, how much of a price difference could we be talking about?
So the notary is probably going to cost between 1,000 and 2,000 euros if you're able to find the cheap notaries, because the prices can go up very easily, especially lately. Prices are rising for the services of a notary. The real estate agent is, generally speaking, going to cost you the 3% of the asking price, but when the price of the property is particularly low, the agent will request a fixed amount. So say at least maybe 3,000 or 4,000 euros, of course, depending on the agent, depending on the area, but you can't expect the agent for these kind of properties to be paid a percentage of the asking price. And with that being said, the property tax cannot really be calculated in advance. That is normally something that the notary is going to calculate for you before you purchase the property. Of course, you can ask for an estimate to the agent or to the notary directly, but there is also that specific cost to be factored in, which, as I mentioned, it's likely a cost that is going to be calculated on the value on paper of the property. And of course, if the property requires renovation works, you will also have to pay for the renovation works if you want to make any changes to the property. And especially lately, also those costs have gone up. The cost to hire people to renovate a small unit, especially if you are using different professionals, but even if you're using a general contractor, the prices in Italy right now, as anywhere else in the world, are going up. So ultimately, you can find a property within that price range, but there are other costs that need to be taken into consideration and that will increase the total expense.
Well, I have to say this is all really interesting because, I mean, even when we're talking about all of these fees added in there and taxes and so on, we are still talking about a place that potentially could be very reasonably priced. Of course, it will depend on what kind of renovation that you might want to be doing or not. But I mean, especially, I know recently I sent you a video from the south of a place, an apartment. They said it need to be redone. But realistically speaking, if a person wanted to, they could just get some IKEA furniture, move in, and they'd be fine to have a place at least to land in, even if it's not perfect. But then on the complete other end of the scale, you also have places that need to be completely redone, just like torn apart, all the walls redone, the wiring, the everything from top to bottom. But then also, I think a lot of people imagine when they move to Italy that they're going to have this life that's picturesque and fun and beautiful and this and that. But a lot of these quote unquote cheap and inexpensive places are more likely to be in maybe a large building, 10, 12, 15 plus floors, maybe 8 floors, maybe 5 floors, and not just like a picturesque small village home or townhouse or multifamily unit. It's not going to have that same charm and appeal that most people might really be looking for.
Yeah, absolutely. Those places that you're describing, I believe now are even going up in price. You can still find options for a reasonable price, but of course, especially with the amount of people from abroad that have been looking for such properties, the prices started to go up, even in regions that before were not too expensive, like, for instance, Puglia or Sicily, that in the recent years have received media attention. The prices in those regions are going up as well, especially for those kind of properties that you're describing. So it's no longer only Tuscany, but many other regions like Abruzzo or Basilicata or Puglia or Sicily that are becoming more expensive.
I have to say, it's actually almost kind of sad in a way because you see that a lot of these smaller places are losing a lot of their younger people, but because of the international interests in these places, that the prices are going up and actually pricing people maybe who are from there looking for their first home out of it. And of course, just in general, many young Italians are looking to go to the bigger cities or even to go to another country. So it's another reason why maybe a younger generation might be looking at actually leaving their hometowns. And I can't help but wonder if maybe when we're talking about the country as a whole, rather than just the South, what the pricing might look like in comparison between, like, say, the equivalent of the €20,000 or $20,000 apartment that you might find in Puglia to something that you might find in Lombardy or in Veneto. What would the cost difference potentially be for something maybe equivalent? Would it be 1 times the price, 1.5 times, double, triple the price? What potentially could we be looking at here?
Properties can get a lot more expensive in northern Italy. So even if you're not looking to buy in the center of the city, so even if we're talking about rural areas, the prices per se are going to be higher in northern Italy. It could be 1.5 times the value of the same property that you would find in the south, or it could easily be double the price. So I'd say it's definitely going to be more expensive. The cost of living is also higher in the north So there are a lot of things that cost more in the north compared to the south. I was recently in the south and I was surprised that the prices are still considerably lower, even if they're going up, but they're still considerably lower than what they are in the north. So properties, of course, they also cost less.
Yeah, I've also been surprised by the South. I recently watched a video on YouTube about this young woman from a small village in the South, I think also actually in Puglia, and she was comparing like the prices of what you could get, and she did this like challenge, spending 10 euros in a day, what you can get, and trying to eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And then she got some mortadella with a big roll, and that she was able to share with someone else. I think it was her father in the video. And then for dinner, she ended up getting pizza, and even the pizza just alone, like it's normal that you can go to Pizza al Taglio and get like a huge, I guess you call it striccio of pizza. And the whole thing, like this big pan of pizza, was maybe about 10 euros. And in the north, I don't think I've ever seen a large full pan for less than 25, but maybe that was already a number of years ago and it could even be more now. And so it does make sense that things in the north would be maybe a bit more expensive, because also even when you look at what people might earn in the south, it could be less than what you might find in the north, because just in general across the whole country, there is no set minimum wage. But anyway, I think this is going to be a great place to round out this episode. So of course, Marco, thank you so much for making yourself available for this episode of the Move to Italy podcast. Of course, for those who may be interested in purchasing property in Italy, be sure to get in contact with Marco and his team. You can reach out to Italiancitizenshipassistance.com or ItalianRealEstateLawyers.com. But of course, if you're interested in more like this, be sure that you're subscribed to this YouTube channel as well as the audio only podcast. But of course, if you are subscribed to the YouTube channel, that means you are also automatically subscribed not only to episodes of the Move to Italy podcast, but also the Italian Citizenship podcast and episodes of Ask the Italian Lawyer. And for more about life abroad and living abroad from the perspective of a dual citizen expat, be sure to come over to my YouTube channel, youtube.com/Rafael Di Furia. But again, we have been here with Italian attorney Marco Permunian, and I am Rafael Di Furia. Stay safe and healthy, and we'll see you all next time for the next episode of the Move to Italy podcast. Thank you.